Hello and welcome back! After 6 months of not uploading, I am very excited to be back covering the 4 new vehicles that we can own in Cyberpunk, added in patch 2.3. The new 4 vehicles are the Legatus 450 Aquila, which is the new slowest car in the game that we can own. The ASM-R250 Muramasa is a slightly more horsepower variant of the Kusanagi motorcycle. The ARV-Q340 Semimaru is basically a Caliburn that has a little bit more horsepower and a little bit more weight. So the horsepower and the weight kind of cancel each other out. It ends up having basically the same performance as the Caliburn. However, the handling characteristics make it feel a little bit more natural to me, so it's actually the one I prefer more. And the Caliburn Mordred. This is a reskin of the Caliburn, and as such, its performance is identical to the Caliburns we already have in the game. We're going to be looking at these cars' lap times around my testing track here in the northern area of the map. Here, no traffic spawns, so this is where I've been doing my vehicle testing. Starting with the Legatus 450 Aquila. This is the new slowest car in the game that we can own, slower than the previous Supron Trailbruiser by about 1 second around my testing track. However, for slowly cruising around Night City, I much prefer the Legatus as it is quieter, looks cooler, and plowing through traffic, well, that can be kind of fun. The main handling characteristic of this vehicle is that it has a slow turn-in. That gives it a feeling of being very big and very heavy, but is a little bit frustrating as the vehicle is very capable of turning if you press and hold the button, but the initial turn-in is quite slow to respond. Around my testing track, this made it quite difficult. However, for cruising around Night City, it probably won't be an issue. The way you get this vehicle is you can just simply purchase it directly from the auto fixer. Next up, let's look at the new motorcycle that we get for patch 2.3, which is the ASM-R250 Muramasa. This is a slightly more horsepower variant than the Kusanagi motorcycles, and I do mean slightly more horsepower. It is literally 5 horsepower more than the other variants, which are the CT3X, Peacekeeper, and Akashita. That 5 more horsepower does actually make it slightly faster around my testing track by about a second, 0.2. So if you're looking for the fastest version of this type of motorcycle, then the Muramasa is it. To unlock the quest to get this motorcycle, you need to purchase 1 Yaiba vehicle and purchase at least 3 vehicles from AutoFixer and complete the quest, Reported Crime, You Play with Fire. Once those requirements are met, you can go to V's main apartment in Mega Building 10, go up to V's room, hop on V's computer, and check your emails. There should be one about a new motorcycle. From there, you go to their website to connect to a robot to check out their motorcycle showcase. The thing that's interesting about this vehicle is it is the first customizable vehicle in the game. So when I was here, I was checking out the different variation of the builds to make sure that every build has the same horsepower and the same weight. And when I was checking each bike, it looked like that was the case. However, I quickly realized that every bike that I was checking only had 123 horsepower with a curb weight of 2,721. And that didn't seem right. I kept checking each of the motorcycles and all of them had the same stats until I got to the last one. And then the last one, based on the title, it's the stats for the previous variant that you were able to have in game. So since this is a customizable vehicle, I was curious, if you ordered a vehicle with none of the parts, would that have a different weight or horsepower than the one if you ordered it with all of the parts? When we look at both of them, you can see that they both have the same horsepower and they both have the same weight. So regardless of how you spec your motorcycle, it should have the same statistics for performance. The ARV-Q340 Semimaru. This is the car that I am most happy that they added in patch 2.3. This is a totally new and unique vehicle model added to the game. However, the performance is very similar to the Caliburn. The Semimaru has more power, but also more weight, which seems to cancel each other out and gives it basically identical performance to the Caliburn. However, the one very subtle difference I noticed around my testing track is the Semimaru feels like it has slightly less grip, so because of that, it feels the most natural to drive. Out of the 4 cars in the top, which is 3 identical Caliburns and the Semimaru is actually my favorite to drive right now. I prefer it around my track, I prefer it around the city. It just feels more natural and it feels like it makes more sense to me. To unlock the quest where you get the Semimaru, you must complete the quests The Hunt and The Beast in Me. Once you do that, River will text you and that will activate the quest where you can go get the Semimaru. You drive to a stretch of highway, damage up the car, boot out the current drivers, send some texts, and then the car is yours. To activate the Crystal Coat quest, press and hold the button for Crystal Coat and that'll activate a quest where you will have to then talk to Claire and go get some software to activate the Crystal Coat for the car. And then you can have a sweet looking Semimaru in the colors that you want it to be. The Caliburn Mordred. This is a reskin of the Caliburn, which we already had in the game. The Caliburn is the fastest and highest performing car around my testing track. Prior to patch 2.3, it was the fastest car by quite a substantial margin. The difference between the Caliburn and the Areondight Guinevere was about 5 seconds, which is a massive, massive gap in terms of the fastest cars in the game. Now the Semimaru challenges the Caliburn with basically equal pace, both cars being roughly identical in terms of performance. The Mordred is a new version of the Caliburn that is weaponized, but performance-wise is the same. To unlock the quest where you can get the Mordred, you have to first complete The Beast in Me Badlands, The Beast in Me Santo Domingo, Transmission, and Search and Destroy. Once you've met the requirements for that, you should be getting a text message from El Capitan. If you're on a 100% complete save file, or you've met the requirements and you're waiting for the text message, you can stop and advance time through your menus in order to speed time up to get the text message faster. From there, follow the quest markers, find the notepad, hack the laptop, find the key, hop in the car, and escape from the police? Is this escape music? What is this? Okay, we lost them. Okay. And now the car is yours. Alrighty, well, I think that's all I got for you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. To close out the video, I am going to leave the full laps of each of the cars we tested in case anyone is interested. And that'll wrap it up for this video. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!